Hello friends, welcome in. Happy Sunday, happy Father's Day. It's Mindy from the Pink Llama, and you are joining me for my affiliate spotlight segment on the Rust Cover Cottage by Christina. So get on in here and say hello, all the good things. If you're seeing this portion, it's most likely the replay, hashtag replay. And let's get started. Let me try and find myself here and get myself spread around. I am so excited to be here with y'all. Thank you for joining me. Hi Pam, how are you? Good evening. It's not what I wanted. There we go. Hello everybody. Good evening. How are you? Say hello as you're popping in. I'm just getting myself shared around here. All right. I think we should be good. Hello, Lori. Good evening. How are you? I just saw my sweet Jamie girl. How are you, sweet Jamie? Hello, Mary. How are you? Good evening, everyone. Let's get started because y'all know I'm going to sit here and gab all night long and I won't get anything done. Good evening, Marlene. We are going to work on this adorable little door round, the Sweet Land of Liberty round. And if you would like information or the link to, hey, sweet Christina, how are you, my sister? Hello, Lori. If you would like the link to this kit, just type Liberty in the comments and a link will go right to your messenger. So this is what we're working on tonight. I have this fun plan in my head and I hope it turns out how I want it to. We're doing something a little unique and fun with this, a little different. We are going, I'll clean that up later, don't worry about it. We are going the quilt version, or my version of, a quilt pattern with this, some of it anyway, because it's so popular right now and I'm obsessed with old quilts. So let me get all my pieces moved around here. Okay, how is everybody? Good evening, good evening. I'm doing good, Jamie. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Oh, I did it. All right. There are some small pieces to this, but it's pretty easy. It's laid out pretty simple. And I'm super excited. I think this is going to turn out pretty darn cute. And I do have some fun prints, and if anyone is interested in any of the prints that I have, just send me a message and I'll happily send them to you through Messenger or email for free 90 Okay, where do I want to begin? I think we're going to begin, well, let me just show you what I have. So I have this cute little polka dot print. We are going to use this on a popsicle. And then I have just a stars we may use, and I have a stripe. But then I have this cute quilt pattern. And I'm really kind of thinking we may do, let me just lay it out here and see what I think. I don't want it to be like too overly busy. And I don't think I like that. So let's see about this. That's actually kind of cute, but maybe a little busy. Well, heck. And you know what? I need to find, because I have stuff spread between here. I do have dead flat. That's what we'll use. I do have stuff spread between here and the store. Hello, Tracy. Hello, sweet Kathany. How are you? Love you, Big Two. I've missed you too. Thank you for sprinkling. Good evening, everyone. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. You know what? We're going for it. We're going for it. So let's do it. I'm not going to sweat it. If it doesn't turn out, it can always be fixed, right? All right. We are going to use our stripes on the top and our stars on the bottom, and then the quilt throughout the middle. Now, here's one thing that you need to know is Christina's kits all have the etching on them, so you know exactly where to place your words and stuff. So if you don't want to, if you want this, if you need this visible, if you don't want to eyeball it, I'm going to eyeball it and hope it turns out. Hi, Mindy. How are you? Hello, Marlene. Hello, Melanie. Anyway, you could always use a tattoo, or you could use rice paper and you would still be able to see that etching. But we're going to cover it. So we're not doing tons of painting tonight, but I want to get my, I need to shake that a little better. I want to get my paper on here so it'll dry. So we'll get that on so it can start drying while we're doing the little bit of painting that we're going to do. And I tried my best. I did enlist ChatGPT to help me with colors because I kind of wanted the colors to coordinate with the paint that I'm using tonight. I've been playing with this all day long. I wasn't exactly sure what what kit I was gonna do until just a little bit ago, but I had a couple of them planned out. So we're gonna use our dead flat. Love this stuff so much. And we're just gonna get it on here. And when it says dead flat, it literally means you don't have any shine or sheen. And I like to use it just like Mod Podge. Just get it on there. And I'm using cardstock. That's what I printed on. So I shouldn't get too many wrinkles. But if I do, I'm not worried about it because we're going for a more rustic look anyway. All right. And I'm gonna try not to overlap too much, but you can if you need to. I'm just gonna use that. Get that off my thinners. And you could draw yours out, but I'm not going to. Oh. I will just quickly trim it off after it dries. And I just press it down real good. Y'all know the drill on this. You've seen decoupaging so much. So has everyone had a good day today? Happy Sunday. The keyword tonight, if you want the link to this kit, is Liberty. Just comment Liberty in the comments. type Liberty in the comments, and you will get a link sent to your messenger that will take you directly to this kit. And this is the Sweet Land of Liberty round. So, how's everyone been? Has everyone been doing good? I have been doing good, just busy at the store. Other than that, you know, life is just the same. Everything is good. Other than, so I told y'all that the hubby got a new job so he could be home more. And we have absolutely been loving it. He's been able to spend time with me at the store, and it's been great. But he ended up having to go to a job that required him to stay in a hotel for hopefully a few days. Maybe we're crossing our fingers and our toes and our eyeballs that he'll be home tomorrow, but that's not a guarantee. It could be a couple weeks, don't know. I'm hoping not, because I've been so used to him being home and actually getting to, you know, play housewife again, because before I was only playing wife or being wife, it seemed, like a week a month. So it's been really nice, because he was home only a week a month with his previous job. And this one's been great up until now. Other than not knowing what his schedule is, we literally never know what his schedule is and when he's going to work and when he's going to have days off. That part is not so fun, but I guess you have to take the good with the bad. You've had a good relaxing day, Miss Jamie? Good, good, good. Isn't this pretty, Lethea? So I kind of messed around and designed a lot of this myself, and then I asked Chat's help with the coloring because I really wanted my paint to look good with what I had going on, and I was struggling with the color. So anyway, all right, now we're going to this part, and this part's going to be maybe a little bit tricky because it does have the stars that are cut out that you push, you know, you'll paint and push in there. And I'm doing, you know, blue with the cream colored stars, and I'm hoping that it will look good. I probably should have done something a little different, but I think it's gonna look good, and we'll just cut out the little stars. I'll get my X-Acto tool and we'll cut them out. Okay. See how big of a mess I'll make with. And technically, if I wanted to, I could just glue the stars down and not do anything with them and just put the paper over them, but I think it's gonna add some dimension, and it'll be really cute to have those extra stars on there. And I'm not worrying about putting this one on straight because I want it, you know, a little off and funky. And I got dead flat all over everywhere. So I'm going to lay this one like that. I need a paper towel. Let me clean up this mess. Gonna need a little alcohol, I think. And this dead flat, it's so good. And when you get it on something, like it's on there. So I just use a little rubbing alcohol and clean it off. I'm gonna kind of clean that out of the little grooves of the stars so that it doesn't dry in there and then I can't get my stars in. But if I couldn't get my stars in, you know, it would be cute to kind of have them sticking up a little bit. All right, next is our popsicle. And I haven't thought about, do I want to, I don't know. I don't know if I want the whole thing just to be polka dots or, Lethea, it is so good, isn't it? I love Dead Flat. I need to order a big thing of it, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So on our polka dots, it has, you know, the little groove parts cut out. See? So should we just polka dot the whole thing, or should we paint these and just do this the polka dots? So 1 is the whole thing polka dot, 2 is polka dots on this and paint these. 1 for all polka dots, 2 in the comments for paint and polka dots. Y'all tell me what you think. Just put a 1 in the comments for all polka dots, 2 in the comments for paint and polka dots. Two. Okay, 2. I love it. I love it. All right. 2. All right, I think 2 is our winner, and I agree with it, and I love it. Thank y'all so much. All right, let me just get my Dead Flat on here. Does anyone have any fun summer plans? Y'all already know what my summer plans are. I don't have any, just working at the store. I forgot to go and check on my chickens before I came in here. Our lawn guys were just here, and I don't know that the babies have. Thank you, Miss Cindy. Thank you, Miss Denise. Number 2 is the winner, chicken dinner. Our 3 little baby chicks, I don't think have been out when the lawn guys have been here. But I think they'll be fine. They're mamas. They have 3 mamas. I had 3 of my 4 hens go broody at the same time. So my 3 chicks have 3 mamas. And I really actually kind of love it like that. Okay. Let's clean up this mess. And then we're going to get to painting. Y'all, I am in my, well, what I call my pajamas. I don't wear them to bed, but these are like my comfy clothes. This is like my oversized, most comfortable shirt. I love this shirt. And then I have on my like comfy PJ pants, but they're really not PJ pants. So I'm being extra lazy today. I did go to an estate sale today. So I saw online, this is a town that's like an hour and 20 minutes away. I saw online this morning in Marketplace that it was called some barn. So it was essentially this old barn that used to be an antique store. And so I'm going to be using Abyss, this pretty blue, and then y'all know we're using Barn Door. Anyway, it was this antique store that was kind of like in an old barnish looking thing. And it said sale starts today. You know, they had all these pictures of all this amazing stuff. It said garage sale prices, willing to negotiate, all of that. So I was like, score, I'm gonna go. So I went, and I was very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Because they said it was first day of sale. It was not first day of sale. Well, technically for the public it was, but they had let select antique dealers come and go through everything the past couple of days, and then today it was open to the public. So it was very, 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 very picked over. I think I'm going to do 2 red and 1 blue. So we do have a lot of blue going on in this. So it was very picked over, and I did not see any of the things that were in the picture. I was there as soon as they opened, so it was really kind of deceiving, and I was pretty upset about it. I didn't say anything, but it was just disappointing, because, you know, you go thinking that you're going to get to find all these things you see in the picture, and then there's nothing in the picture. Isn't Abyss beautiful? I am so excited to use it. I don't think I've used this one yet. Oh, yes, I have. I have. I found a few little things, but nothing to write home about, honestly. But I did stop at a really cute little vendor mall that was in a town between here and there. And I found a couple cute things. They had a lot of really cute things in there. Just, you know, when I go picking. When I go picking, I'm not going to pay full price, because then, you know, I can't put it in my store and make any money off of it. And the stuff I put in my store, I don't mark up as much as I could. Because I like everybody to have, you know, get a good deal. Because I'm cheap. I'm very frugal. So, you know, when I go to places like that, I'm either looking for something that's, you know, a really good price and on sale or on clearance, or I'm looking for my personal, you know, home collection. But I don't need any more crap in my house. I've got way more than I need. So, I mean, it wasn't really a wasted trip. It was fun, but if I hadn't stopped at that antique store, I mean, that little vendor mall, I would have come home very disappointed. But I did go to a couple of estate sales on Thursday. Or was it? No, Friday. And going thrifting and to estate sales and garage sales are very, 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 very popular right now, because everybody is doing it. You call it picking too, Jamie? Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one that calls it that. Anyway, it's become very, very popular. So everybody is going to the estate sales and stuff now. And yes, some of them, you know what they're doing. Others are just there for, I don't know. So the first one I went to, I found some good stuff at, and there wasn't a lot of people there because it was clear out in the sticks. This other one I went to was insane. I was there 30 minutes early. And the only reason that I was even early at all was because I just left the other estate sale and I was passing through that town and just happened to be early and figured I'd wait. Well, I bet there was 50 people ahead of me and I got there 30 minutes early. And there were people lined up outside, but it was in this great big huge house, and all the stuff was really fancy, like high dollar stuff. So yeah. But then the other estate sale I went to, it, you know, wasn't anything fancy. You're so sweet, Keffany. It wasn't anything fancy, but there was tons of people there too, and people were like literally fighting and getting mad at each other because somebody took something that this person wanted, and it was just crazy. So it's really taken the fun out of it. Oh, sweet Keffany, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. All right, next we are using Candlelight. And this is a beautiful creamy cream color, like I guess you could call it almost a light beige, but it's not. It's more of a creamy off-white. Very pretty. It's more of the yellow tinged, hence Candlelight, but I love it. And I think it's going to match with my coloring very well. So I'm going to stick those aside, and we're going to start with this, and this is going to that's going to be cream. So let's get, we'll just trim that one off. And I like to get out of my lid first and offload. So anyway, you know, going out picking and hunting for, you know, great deals is just not as fun as it used to be. And going to Canton right now is way too hot. Like, I should have gone last month, but it's too crazy hot, so I don't know that I'll be doing a whole lot of picking this summer, because I really, really, really don't want to go to estate sales and stuff with all those people that are going to be fighting and getting mad if you got something that they wanted, and I'm not doing all that. And Canton's really gotten, which I'm, you know, I'm so happy that the vintage and antique items are popular, because that's what a lot of my store is. But everybody wants to sell it. And that's fine too, because there's a huge market for it right now. And I'll never, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say never, but I have no intentions. Hey, sweet stuff girl, how are you? Honey Bear Creates. I guess I shouldn't say never, but I have no intention of ever stopping picking. Even if it's not popular, I'll probably still do it, because the fad is eventually going to go away, just like, you know, it always does. All right. That's probably going to need another coat, but I'm not going to sit and wait for it to dry to do that, so we'll keep moving on. And I'm just doing this Candlelight on the majority of my small bits. Whoops. I just made a big mess. We had our first event at the store, because in my store, for those of you that don't know, I am part owner in a little, part of it is like a little vendor antique mall. We have more than just, you know, vintage and antiques. We've got giftables and Christian items and hats and t-shirts and candles, and it's like a little general store, has a little of everything. And then in the other side of it, because it's a huge 7,300 square foot store. Anyway, in the other side of it is a little event center that people can rent. And we had our first event last week, and they loved it, and it went amazing. It was so good. So super exciting. And then we had a Bible study that a friend of my mother-in-law's hosted on Saturday, and there was a great turnout for that. So things are going very well. We have not gone live on our store page yet, but as soon as we do, then I will go live on my craft page to share the store with everyone. But we wanted to, this candlelight is so pretty. We wanted to, go live on our store page before we went live on our personal other business pages. This is my mother-in-law. She has a page as well for her catering business. So it's coming soon, I promise. But if y'all want to have a sneak peek and see, the name of the store is the Pink Lantern in Kilgore, Texas. And you can see pictures and things on our page there. I know this part is kind of boring, but just wait until we start putting it together. It's going to be so cute. I may have to plug my phone in. Dang it. I thought I had it plugged in. I'm probably needing to get a new phone because the battery has been dying really fast. So I'm gonna have to take my microphone off. I'm plugging my phone. Bear with me. I'll just talk loud, because my microphone plugs into the bottom of my phone. I apologize, y'all. The battery has been dying so fast. So I think it's almost time for a new phone, and I didn't want to get a new phone yet. Oh, I need to show y'all my new quilt too. Don't let me forget to show y'all my new quilt before we're done. Okay, all of our cute little stars are going to be cream color, this candlelit or candlelight as well. But I think our little fireworks here, I think we're going to do that maybe a gold color. And I think the only thing that's going to need another coat is our little scalloped edging. I think. Whoop. That one didn't want to stick. Oh my goodness, I have missed crafting so much. I think it's been a couple weeks since I've crafted. And I used to craft every single day. Almost every single day. If I wasn't in here painting and crafting, I was out in the garage cutting wood. I've got to make more time. But now that my mother-in-law, who's my partner at the store, she doesn't cater during the summer. She takes the summer off. So now that she'll have more time at the store, that'll give me a little bit more freedom to get back to some crafting. So, because we'll split days. All right, I think we're about done with painting. Look how pretty that is. Can y'all see? I wish you could see it in person. It's so pretty. Those letters are good. The stars are good. That's done. Now, let me see. I think we're going to do the little drips for the popsicle. I think we may actually do that in the blue. I was going to do it in the candlelight, but I think that's going to maybe make it a little too pale, too washed out. So let's do it in the blue. And then we will maybe do like some red and white splatters on it. We'll see. All right. So is anybody going on any fun vacations this summer? I really want to go camping, but not here in Texas. There are way too many snakes and bugs, and it's way too hot to go camping here in Texas. Hi, Bonnie. How are you? Good evening. And then this. What color do I want to do the stick? You know, I think we're just going to do the stick, the candlelight. And then I will wax it. I'll probably wax it a little heavy. But we'll just do a light coat of the candlelight on that. Okay. So that's done. The only thing we have left is our little firework. French gold or antique gold? Let's do French gold. This is French gold, and this is all Paint Couture paint that I'm using. You can get it on the website as well. And these metallic golds, they're beautiful. I'm just going to use just a little stipple brush here and get it on there. Gotta have a little sparkle on our little firework. And these metallics are very pigmented and so pretty. They've got the perfect amount of shimmer in them. So it's not a flat gold. It does have a little sparkle to it, and it's beautiful. And I'm usually not like much of a gold person, but boy. And it's not a yellow gold either. I have the French gold and the antique gold, And the antique gold is a little more on the yellow side, but it's still a very pretty gold. But I really love the French gold. It's more of that silvery gold color. What is that? My mind just went blank. See how pretty though? Oh, you can't see the sparkle though. I know I've said a million times I need to work on the lighting in here. But that takes my husband to have time to do it. The lighting in our house is terrible. We've got big windows in our living room and our dining room. But the bedrooms have horrible lighting. I have a big window in here. For the bedrooms, this is the biggest window. But yeah, the lights in here are awful. Okay. I think this needs one more little coat. Just a quick one, not a heavy one. And then I do think I want to paint splatter some of this stuff too. All right, I think we're good with the paint. I think I got everything painted. Very simple paint job today. Okay. I do have a little air bubble right here. And it's still wet, so I am going to kind of push it out just a little bit. Okay. Good enough. All right. Now I'm going to use my sander, and I don't use a really heavy grit sandpaper. I like to do like between a 120 and a 180. Either one of those, usually 180. This is 150. But 150 isn't a standard grit that you see. It's just this generic kit my husband got me for Christmas. But I am going to take my paper scissors and trim off here. Now, if you didn't want to have to do the sanding, I like the look that it gives. So I like the sanding part. But if you didn't want to, you just trace around it. And call it good. So I don't use a heavy grit because it will tear up your wood. But I don't use a fine grit either, or you'll be sanding forever. So this 150 works great. Let's get it off pretty fast. Yes, Christina, I do sell my finished craft projects at the store. I absolutely do. Sure do. Yep. I don't think I have any there right now. I need to get some done and up there. And we are going to be doing craft classes. And you and I had already talked about that, Christina. I need to get that figured out this summer and talk to you about that. All right, this one is going to need a little more sanding than the first one, but it is a smaller piece too, so it won't be too bad. I guess if I'm going to have my microphone off, this is the time to have it off so y'all don't have to listen to this be so loud. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. I feel like I'm yelling, but I know I'm soft-spoken. I'm told that all the time. Nobody can ever hear me. I always feel like I'm yelling. All right, now for this one, I need, oh, hopefully I have one in here. Where is it? I've got so much stuff spread between here and the store. I started taking stuff up there to get ready for crafting. So I'm just taking my X-Acto knife and I'm on the back side of it where I can see the cutout. And I'm just making kind of like an X so I can kind of see where I need to cut. And if you have a sharp X-Acto tool, you should, and you can kind of, so after you make your little X in there, you can kind of push in, and then you should be able to see the shape of your star. And let me show you if it'll show up on camera. Give me just a second. Once you make that cut, see, now you can kind of see the shape of the stars. And then you just take your X-Acto tool and follow along the edge of them, and you should be able to trim it out pretty easy. Now, if it's not perfect, it should be okay because we should be able to push those stars down in there anyway. But you definitely want a sharp X-Acto thing. I can't say the name. And see, we've got our first little star. So it's gonna take just a second, but now I can do it a little bit faster. And it's not hard at all if you just follow along your little lines that once you push the paper in, you can see those little indents, and it makes it pretty easy. And there may be an easier way to do this. Again, y'all, if you're interested in these kits, or this kit, Sweet Land of Liberty round, just type Liberty in the comments and you will get a link sent to, it'll send a link right to your messenger that you'll just click on. It'll take you right to where you can order this kit. And it's not too late to order or do patriotic crafts, because in my opinion, I think patriotic stuff can last and should last more than just the 4th of July. I keep mine up until I put my fall up, and sometimes, you know, that's around Labor Day, and other times it's almost October and I still have my patriotic up. My patriotic is up probably longer than anything else. Probably close to as long as Christmas is up too. But maybe even longer. No, it would be longer than Christmas because my patriotic goes up in May, sometimes April, and doesn't go down until September. And my Christmas goes up first part of November and comes down day after Christmas. So okay. Couple more. We're almost there. I know this part's boring. I wish I had a funny story off the top of my head to tell you. Has anybody been watching any good movies? My husband and I have been watching The Dutton Ranch. And then, you remember that show called The Ranch that has Ashton Kutcher and Sam Elliott in it? It was a really funny show several years ago that they made, and they stopped making it. But my husband and I, we loved it when it came out, and we've been rewatching that. I've actually been watching more TV since my husband's been home. Now, I don't watch TV unless, you know, he's home and we're watching something together. I just get busy doing other stuff instead of watching TV. But when we're hanging out, I watch TV with them. And that's what we've been doing. But when he's not home, I'm always doing something. Now, after you cut your little X's in the back of these stars, don't be afraid to push down on the paper in those holes, because you shouldn't, you know, I mean, don't go crazy, but you shouldn't really mess up your paper, as long as you're, you know, kind of gentle with it. But, you know, that way you're able to see the shape of your stars a little better. And I just push it in there. And it works out just fine. You love The Ranch too? You're watching Chesapeake Shores on Hallmark. Ooh, Jamie, I might have to check that out, because you and I have very similar taste in movies. I actually was bored a couple weeks ago and just needed a break and started watching Downton Abbey again. I love that series, and I loved the movie too. It was good. I didn't get very far into it, but that's what I started watching. Everybody is talking about oh, what is it? Love Island. And I had to look up, you know, see, hey, is that something that I want to watch? Nope. Nope. Going to an island with your significant other and them, you know, you both being tempted with other people, that I don't know. Unless I'm missing something, but that just doesn't, I think it'd make me more mad than anything, so I just choose not to watch that. But I do really love period dramas. That is what I really like. I used to, when I was a young mom, I used to watch, oh, what is it? No, my mind, it was right there. I already had it in my head. Now my mind just went blank. Oh. It was an English movie. This little lady was always up to antics, always up to keeping up with appearances. That's what it was called, keeping up with appearances. Yeah, me either, Christina. I couldn't do it. Hope Valley, 1874. Hope Valley. I need to write. I'm going to have to go back and look at these comments, Jamie, so I can check them out. Because I love them. Love period dramas. But yeah, no, Love Island, I looked up what it was about, and I know I couldn't. But I wasn't one that got into, like, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette either. Those weren't my type of shows to watch either. I guess I'm just boring, I don't know. But my daughter was talking about, like, about Love Island and this drama and that drama, and yeah, I'll pass. Hey, Bonnie. Hope Valley. We're almost to the fun part, I promise. Bear with me. Almost there. Now this part will go really quick. Because they're big and easy. And again, as long as your X-Acto tool is sharp and you don't do what I just did, cut from the top, not the back, but that's okay, I can fix that. Don't cut from the back like I was just doing. And watch your fingers. Don't get your fingers, please. Now you could use, you know, the tattoos I've showed you before, you could use those on here too. Those would be cute on here. I just thought that this would be really cute with printed paper. And I'm hoping it all comes together. And then, again, don't worry about it being perfect, because once you push your piece in there, it's going to push that paper down. You might have to, don't force it because your pieces will be a little fragile, but it should help push that paper down. Yep, perfect. And the same thing with the stars, it'll help push that paper down. All right, we're almost there. Bear with me, you'll want to see this come together. It's going to be so cute. I really, really think this one's going to be cute. All right, let's get our pieces in there. Whoop. I went crooked. I went crooked. Now these fit in here perfect. I know they do. It's just my paper is making it a little bit of a tight fit, but it still works. And I want to push these in now because I need to fix where I messed up. I was pushing in from the back, and I should have been going through the front. So I just have a little bit of fix is all in just these two little spots. And then I'll just go over it with my dead flat just to make sure that those edges are stuck down. Okay, how cute. And by the time we get it waxed, on camera they look a lot brighter than they do in person. But we're going to wax them and tone them down just a little bit. Oh, and where I messed up, it's not even going to show anyway once we get the drips on there. That's going to be really cute. Okay, last one. And then we're going to start getting this put together. And then y'all can go enjoy the rest of your evening. And order yourself one of these cute kits. See, I don't even have to do, this one's going to go really fast. Not much to sand off on this one. And we'll get it put together. And I do have a little rag bow I was thinking of putting on here. We'll see. We may end up changing and just making a bow. But don't be afraid to use papers or tattoos or rice paper on your project, y'all. Jamie does it all the time on her quilt projects, and they're so beautiful. I have yet to do one of the quilt kits because I'm so nervous that I won't ever be able to make them look as good as Sweet Jamie Girl. She's such a pro. But I am absolutely obsessed with quilt patterns. And I won't forget to show you my newest quilt, because I've been collecting vintage quilts, vintage and antique quilts. And I think I showed y'all 2 of them, 3 of them that I have, but I got a new one. And it's one that you don't see very often, or at least I don't. Okay, let's start getting her together. Where's all my stars? Now these stars, I'm going to have to work them in there gently. And honestly, I wouldn't be sad if I couldn't get them all the way flat in there, because a little dimension would be cute. And I just might try and glue them on the top right here. I don't know. We'll see. But let's get all of our... I think these bigger ones go up here. And these ones go in here. Whoop. My fat fingers are messing them up. So I may have wasted my time cutting out all those stars, and now I've decided to maybe try and glue over top. I don't know, we'll see. But let me get them all there. Oh, I'm missing a star, and I know it's here somewhere because I had them all. It's right there in front of my face. I knew I had them all because I took them all out. Okay. Let me show y'all what this is gonna look like before we start gluing together. Okay, our popsicle goes over here, like so. Make sure we like it before we glue it. And then this. And I'll turn it around and show you in just a second. Now I can't see my etching. But I'm gonna try to get it lined up the best I can. So I covered up my etching. This is such a cute kit. And then these stars. You just put around. It's gonna be so cute. And then, so I still need to wax it. Oh, you all getting bad weather? I'm so sorry. Let's see. Oh, I'm forgetting the fireworks over here. We may put these stars up here. I think my popsicle needs to be moved over a little bit. There, that's better. Okay, and then here's my little rag bow, which it is a coffee stained. They are coffee stained, but this is going to be waxed. Isn't that going to be cute? I think it is pretty darn cute. All right, let me get these stars in here and we'll get this all glued together, because I think I am going to need to push these stars in. And I'm probably going to have to do it from this side. No, because then that's going to push the paper up. This is a problem I didn't think about. I just needed to push that paper down. There we go. I got it. Just have to give it some gentle force, because this is wood and it can break. So if you do this, just be gentle. Make sure you've got it lined up. But so far this seems to be the easiest way, is to just gentle pressure on the star only, not on your backer, if that makes any sense. You know, I don't have a basement either, living in Texas where we get nasty storms. And you know, I grew up north in Utah and we all had basements, but we don't get storms like they do down here. In fact, tornadoes and stuff like that in Utah are a very rare occurrence. I'm going to have that one that's going to give me a fit. And I'm not going to fight with it. If it doesn't want to fit, I'm not going to force it. But I'm noticing if you just, you know, kind of push one little corner in at a time, they go in pretty easy. I say that, and then this one's just not going to go. I'll skip over it for now. Oh, that's because I don't even have that one cut out all the way. Y'all, if I paid attention, I'd know. Ooh, those alien bugs. What are they? The bugs that make the noise down here in the South. I call them alien bugs, but they're the ones that shed their shell and it still looks like a whole bug, but it's just their shell. What are they called? I don't like them. I loathe them. They creep me out. Anyway, they are so loud here tonight. So loud. They've been really loud for weeks now, it seems. I don't have this one cut out all the way, and it's giving me grief. Let's see if that works better. There we go. Maybe. Got it. All right. There's our stars. And I pulled up this one little end. Why can't I remember the name of those bugs? I've got live brain. Terrible tonight, y'all. Terrible, I say. All right, we're gonna start gluing this together. What do y'all think? Before I start gluing it, do y'all like it? Cicadas, that's it. I don't like them. I don't like them. Oh, I wanted to splatter this with just a little bit of red paint. Let me do that real quick. Using my husband's old toothbrush. I think it's his old one. Guess I don't have enough paint on there. Usually it splatters really good. And I don't like to use my finger. Oh gosh. I made a mess. I do that, I'm probably going to regret it though. I made a mess. I'm just going to use my finger. Just going to use my finger. Okay. Much better. I'm going to set it aside to dry while we put this together and see how cute it's going to be. All right. Here's my glue. I'm going to start with my bottom and my stars. I'm going to make sure I get a little glue on the back of each of my stars because they're already in. I needed to do that because of the paper. You don't need a lot of glue. I always over glue. And there is etch marks on this that show you exactly where they go, but everything fits together just beautifully. And then on this part, I'm just gonna put some glue down here because I've got my letters on here. I don't want to have to take them all off. And then that fits just like that. was trying to grab a top. There's not a top. Just a little glue on here. And then I always get too much glue, but it will dry clear, so it's not that big of a deal. I just don't want big clumps anywhere. I just thought of a funny story I can tell y'all. So this customer, they came in on Saturday. Of course, I just got paint. I fixed it though. Anyway, this customer, they came in Saturday. We close at 4 o'clock on Saturday. And they came in like right at 4 o'clock because I still had a customer in the store. Anyway, you know, they were just taking their time going around the store. I didn't care. It didn't bother me one bit that they had come in right at closing, whatever. Anyway, they finally come and check out. And the guy asked me, he's like, hey, you wouldn't by chance have a spare ladder, would you? And as soon as he said that, I recognized him. He was a plumber that came and did some plumbing work at the store. And I was like, a spare ladder, huh? And I guess it's probably funnier if you were there and heard it happen, I guess. And look on his face was priceless. I mean, it was really funny. Anyway, I was like, a spare ladder, huh? And he says, yeah, I did some work here, and I think I left my ladder here. And so, and I knew he did because I've had the ladder in the back for months now. And I said, I don't know, what color was it? And he's like, it was blue or orange. And I was like, oh yeah, I had that ladder. Well, it was here for so long, I donated it. And I didn't really. I was just messing with him. Anyway, the look on his face when I said that, he was just like, seriously? You would have had to just be there to see the look on his face, because that's what made it really funny. But he thought that I was serious, and I let him believe it for a second. And then I told him that it was in the back room, and please go get it, because I don't want it. We have a ladder. But it was kind of funny. His wife thought it was funny. She's like, this is what he gets for leaving his stuff everywhere. And I don't know how a man of all people forgets their ladder at a place that's not, you know, theirs. And he was only there for a day. Not even a day, just a few hours. So, I don't know how he left his ladder and just totally forgot about it. But he did. Okay. I'm going to try my best to get these straight. This is the only part about not having the etch line. And I seem to do this to myself quite often. I probably should have just painted that part, but this quilt pattern does look pretty cute. What did everybody have for dinner? Did anybody have anything good for dinner? haven't had dinner. It'll probably end up being a cereal type of night. I don't know. A blizzard from Dairy Queen sounds good, but we don't have a Dairy Queen anymore. Ours shut down and now it's some chicken place. My husband and I tried it the other day and it was okay, but it wasn't as good as Chick-fil-A, and we do have Chick-fil-A in town. All right. I think that's going to be pretty cute like that. And then we'll get our bow on. And I think it'll need like probably a rusty bell or something. I need to get that art glitter glue that has the finer tips. I've been meaning to do it forever for these thinner letters. All right, almost there, y'all. And then I will get this waxed. I always wax off camera. You guys have seen that done so many times. I will get it waxed. And I'm not going to glue the bow on just yet because I want to wax it before I do. But I think I am going to put these stars up here, kind of cluster them a little bit. Just change it up a little bit. But I will get this all waxed and get a hanger on it. And I did not even look to see if, oh yep, I did. I did it straight. My little hangers are right here. I got lucky there, y'all, because I very easily could have not put it on straight, and then wouldn't have had a way to hang it. But I'm not going to glue this on yet because I do want to do my waxing beforehand. But let me show you what we're going to put on there. I've got a bunch of rusty bells. And I get my rusty bells, and I think I want to go for a big chunky one that I'll glue in the center of here. I got, this was like a little variety pack. That actually could be kind of cute to do like 2 bells like that. No, we'll just do the one. Ooh, what about this one with the star? Oh, that is the one with the stars. These come from Amazon. Or do we want to do a big one? I think that one's too big. So we'll stick with that one. And then let's see what a little bit of this coconut fiber. This one's the crappy one. I have a good coconut fiber and one that's not so good, that's got a bunch of other coconut parts in it. But I like to use just a little bit of this. And that's way too much for that little bow. I like to use just a little bit of it and stick in my rustic bows like so. So once this is all waxed, and I'll glue the bow on, that is what she's gonna look like. So just imagine the bell in the middle of the bow right there. And then this is it. I think it turned out cute. It's definitely different. It's kind of unique, but I think it turned out pretty cute. Now, this blue and red is not going to be as bright because I'll wax it, and my light is shining right on it. It's not quite that bright, but I think it's pretty cute, and my letters will stand out a little more once they're waxed as well. Hi, Mom. How are you? But what do y'all think? Do you like it? Thank you, Christina. Thank you, sweet Jamie. Thank you, thank you. And remember, if you want a kit of your own, just type Liberty in the comments and you will get a link sent right to your messenger. But anyway, this is our project for today. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me and being patient. I know this one was a little bit tedious. It took us a little longer than normal. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for all the hearts. Y'all are so sweet. Well, I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday tomorrow. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Tracy. And I hope y'all get some good sleep tonight. Thank you, sweet Kethany. I really appreciate y'all. Anyway, get some good rest tonight, and I hope y'all have a good start to your week. Hi, Renee. How are you? It is paper. And if anybody wants... Thank you for having me, Miss Christina. I really appreciate it. Anyway, if anybody wants any of these patterns, send me a private message to the Pink Llama TX, and I will happily share any of my patterns with you to the paper. And then the kit is from the Rust Cover Cottage by Miss Christina, the page you're on. Liberty in the comments will get you the link. So go enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Christina, for having me. I'm so glad you got to see me too. I'm so glad that you were here, Miss Tracy. All right, guys, I'm going to keep talking and talking. So enjoy the rest of your evening. I will post finished pictures of this, and I'll see y'all very, very soon. Have a good start to your week. A great night. Bye, guys.